You got this much time between song breaks, and you're like, shh.
Yeah.
It looks real bad when you're out to dinner with people too.
Yeah.
You look like a piece of shit. Why do you eat fast?
Just because, man. I would eat fast because growing up, you wanted to be outside as much as possible. So when they called you in for dinner or called you in for lunch, you never wanted to go eat.
No.
So you ate as quick as you can so you could get out the seat and go back play.
Where'd you grow up at?
Right down the street, Southwest Detroit.
No shit.
Yeah.
He was a Puerto Rican fella in Southwest.
Yeah, Puerto Rican Mexican.
Oh, I was about to say it must have been rough just being Puerto Rican in Southwest.
Yeah, it was both, man. It was a different time. I was born in '89, last of the '80s.
Yeah.
80s.
Yeah.
So I've got to see the transformation and live the transformation.
Tell me about that.
I mean, everything that you know of back then in the early 90s, growing up, the things that my parents took me to are no longer even existing. You got no Tiger Stadium, no Joe Louis, no Auburn Hills.
Right.
You know, the simple mom and pop shops, restaurants, diners. There's something new, and that's...
what do you think that is? Like with the diners and stuff?
Just because, man, you know... The cost of living and everything is raising. The prices on them are raising.
You know, this is my theory, and I think it's going to happen. I think we're going to get another wave of this as well. But so I'm Pontiac, right? Yeah. And I'm driving. There's a street Baldwin out there. I'm driving down Baldwin, which used to have plants, and those plants are gone. And because those plants are gone, all the restaurants that served those plants, the fucking shoe cobbler, like everything that was attached to humans, fucking done, man.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that was probably similar shit down here, right?
That's what happened because my grandparents, when they came to Michigan, it was for the auto industry. It was for the opportunity.
Same.
And then as soon as everything started collapsing, you know, all those people got dishoused. They couldn't afford that living, even if it was cheap, you know.
Yeah.
Luckily for my grandparents, they looked out for my family at a young age, and even though we lived in Southwest or lived in Detroit, they had a house in Dearborn Heights and allowed us to go to school using their address.
Yo, that's a big difference, right?
Huge.
I went to school. I could have gone either Pontiac schools or Rochester schools, and let me tell you, man, my old man had me go to Rochester school, so it's that same deal where you're like, yo, you get to be around people that have a dinner time and they use napkins and shit like that.
There's pros and cons, you know, in both sides because, you know, if you're the little hoodlum from Detroit and you're going to these top fine dining places and you can't afford it or you can't wear the same clothes and drive the same cars and everything. I mean, it was rough in that aspect, but luckily I grew up with the mentality of, you know, I might not have it now, but I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
You know.
So Manny, I developed a fucking inferiority complex, like a motherfucker, bro. I probably hated rich people because I was jealous of them. Real talk, I was jealous of rich people till I was mid-30s, man. Like I carried that along with me. Did you go through something similar?
It was because it was easier.
Yeah.
You know, I there was days I didn't eat.
Yeah.
There was times I had to choose whether I ate breakfast or dinner that night because I could only get fed one time. You know, my mom was struggling. My dad, you know, he took off. He was looking at like 52 years in prison.
What'd they get him for, dope?
Yes. But they never caught him with anything.
Right.
But, you know, during the 90s, the war on crime was still going on. They were giving stiffer jail sentences to drug dealers than they were murderers and rapists and all those things.
I feel like the rapists really get off pretty easy, man.
I mean, he's seen things going in and out, you know, guys coming in and out before he got out.
Yeah.
So growing up around these structured traditional households and you weren't and everything was kind of quiet because, you know, you didn't want your business to be out there. You didn't want people to know that you were different, you know?
Yeah.
So it was a balancing act, hiding the fact that I lived out of the district going to schools, hiding the fact that I didn't have the family that they had. So
Manny, take me to the shit where like your old man gets popped. Did he have? And he's looking at a fucking stretch. Did he come and talk to y'all, or did he just like piece the fuck out and you had to figure it out?
No, man, that was huge. He never came and talked to us.
What?
Yeah, just one day, I went to bed. I woke up and my dad was gone. And
Take me through there.
So like it was a rough time. You know, we're going.
How old were you?
I was about 8 or 9 years old. About 8 years old.
So you're like this is that prepubescent age, playing with G.I. Joe type shit. Still like
still
a
learning,
kid,
right?
Yeah.
And my brothers are only a couple years older than me in succession. And you know, going through that time in court, I'm packing a bag to go see him and thinking that, you know, I didn't know what was actually going on. I didn't know he was going to get taken away. I didn't know all these things. He was young. He was only like 27 at the time. They had their kids really super early.
We need to go back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
just saying.
We just
comment them. That's what I say.
Yeah.
All right, go on.
So we like grew up in a great family and everything, but not knowing that, you know, that's the side that they're making the money on.
Right.
That's how they're providing for you.
Yeah.
So
where was it coming out of? Puerto Rico? Or was he getting it from Mexico?
Like Florida. So
that's Florida, yeah.
Yeah, it's coming out.
That's where I used to get
Texas,
mine.
California.
It's gotten shittier.
I mean, I remember playing in the bins where they would get 150 pounds in a drum, and we'd be playing, and I'm thinking, we didn't know that what was actually inside of them.
That's fucking... So hold up, let's go back to this thing. Like, your old man gets popped, he goes away for a second. Now you're going to go see him?
Well, no, he actually ran for 4 years. I said, I woke up one day, he was gone. Didn't talk to us, didn't do anything.
Did the cops ever come and talk to y'all about it? Did they try to talk to y'all?
Yeah,
take me through that. That's got to be fucking crazy.
They had my grandparents' house on the news. They had my dad in newspapers. You know, like I'm pulling out the newspaper, seeing him on America's Most Wanted. We can't go outside because there's camera crews outside my grandparents' house. This is Dearborn Heights, and shit like that didn't happen.
Yeah, Dearborn Heights, for people that don't know, it's like it's a lot of white and a smattering of Arab. Not like
because they're so close to
Dearborn.
Yeah,
yeah, and it's like my ex was from out there, and it's like a nice upper working class.
It was.
You know what I mean?
It was great. Everybody was working, and you know, it was a great upper middle class kind of. You know, we were in the lower middle class, but we were still. It was like faking it till we make it, you know, type deal.
So I can't even imagine. It's like you already stick out like a sore thumb because you're not even supposed to be there, right?
Yeah, we were the first like Mexican Puerto Rican family.
And like you just fucking just killing the stereotype. Like, hey guys, we're fucking dope dealer Mexicans with all the fucking shit over here. Yeah. What was that like, bro? Did kids fuck with you, or were they pretty cool about it?
I mean, me and my brothers had our times with everybody because we were just different.
Yeah.
We like to dress nice and like try to do as much as we can because that's the kind of culture we came from. Yeah. You know, and you know, at times we had, but everybody knew we were tight knit. We had our family group together, so you know, you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
Yeah, squad.
So, it was hard for them to penetrate any of that. So we had each other's
That's
back.
a blessing, man.
Yeah.
That's a blessing. I remember, man, when I went from Pontiac to Rochester, it was that same deal where it's like they could just smell it on you, right? Yeah. They could just be like, damn. And I was white, so I was like, I don't know if it was worse though, because sometimes I feel like they fucking hate. They're like you white trash motherfucker.
There was in middle school, I remember exactly in middle school, there was a race war going on between the whites and the Arabics.
That's wild,
and
boy.
This is in middle school. This is the type of culture that, and it disintegrated. We realized where, you know, we need to stop this type of stuff. Or I wasn't really a part of it because I wasn't even either or.
Right.
So
that's like, I mean, this is the thing. It's like that was shit. When in the 80s, they had the same thing on 7 Mile, bro. It was like the Arabs versus the blacks. Yeah. The thing is like, Americans have such a weird view of the world. You know, we think, oh, that's hood, and it's like you got mother. Have you seen the hood in Puerto Rico? Have you seen the hood in fucking in these Arab countries? Our hood looks like that's upper middle class. Like these motherfuckers are working 80 hours a week to get to our hood. Like you really want to bang with these cats?
Yeah.
And the answer is no.
I tell people all the time, man, like, you know, you got a story, I got a story, but somebody's got a worse story.
Ain't that the truth?
Every single time.
Yeah.
So it's hard to sit there and fucking cry about, you know, my past or everything I dealt with.
Yeah,
when there's people that been through 10 times worse and they made it out of it and are doing 10 times better than I can think of, you know?
Yeah,
and never stopped them.
So back in the day, man, it used to be like, this guy got his leg shot off and his dad beat him and his uncle touched his butthole and now he's a president. And you're like, that's fucking awesome, man. He overcame that shit. But nowadays, it's just, this guy's got one leg and his uncle touched his butthole and his dad whooped him. And then that's it. Like, he didn't do anything. He's just known for his fucking misery. So then you're like,
yeah, that's true.
We all got fucking, we all got misery. I was talking to my sister about this, and I was listening to a song that, and I'm sure you can relate, where it's like, this song, when things were happening, it was real bad for you, right?
Yeah.
But I don't feel sad when I hear that song. I feel good when I hear that song because there's spirit. We got spirit.
Yep.
You see
I feel that.
And like, somebody could have told you, like, hey man, look at your life, bro. Look at this shit. Man, you're fucked.
Yeah.
But like your spirit, like that, look at us now. You know, it carries you.
Like a point into that, digging into that, you know, I saw my dad go through everything that he went through, you know, leaving for 4 years, never saying anything until finally 4 years later he turns himself in. So I thought I would learn from that. And being out of the street, coming out of Southwest, seeing this vanity of Dearborn Heights or, you know, upper class, working class, you'd think you'd get out of it. And by 12 years old, I was already selling drugs.
What did you sell?
It started off at weed.
Yeah.
And the crazy part is it was 8th grade going into 9th grade year. I had played sports. I love sports. Just try to follow in my brother's footsteps.
Yeah.
You know, money is always an issue growing up.
Yeah.
You know? So one day I go to my mom. I'm like, hey, I need these cleats or they won't let me start football. They won't even let me play because I'm running on tennis shoes.
Yeah.
I got to have cleats. Well, I don't have the money, you know, go to your family that they know if I go to my family where the money's coming from. Yeah. So I go to them and I don't have the money, but I got something for you. And then this is how you weigh it out. This is how much it costs. This is this and that. A week later, I had my cleats. A week later, I was on the football field.
Right.
But that was Pandora's box.
Yeah.
That was you're just as good as your dad was.
Right.
You know, and then all of a sudden, you're getting your own family in the mix to where everybody knows you're 14, 15, 16 years old selling drugs. Nobody's paying for your shoes, clothes, anything.
So do you think there was like a sense of pride that your family had that you was getting into it?
And certain people, yeah. Certain people. There was the ones that were making the money off of me. That were taking pride of it. There were the ones that were trying to keep me away from it because they knew what it would become.
How did they treat you, like when they saw you and they knew you was selling drugs and shit?
They hated it, but they couldn't say nothing.
Yeah, because
you know they didn't have the money to. I wanted, you know, we had a choice of 2 pairs of pants, 2 shirts, and a pair of shoes to last you all year.
Yep.
You know, being around people that can go do that every day. It did give that inferiority complex of me being like, hey, man, I can do that. But why can't I do it? Instead of going and being like, okay, I'm going to cut grass. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to do that. I started selling the grass.
Yeah.
You know, like I just...
Yeah.
And it spiraled. It got deeper and deeper and deeper. And coming out of high school...
How long did you do it for?
Probably till I was about 20.
So that's a nice six. That's a 6. What they get you on? Oh man.
Selling guns. Yeah.
Damn, son. How does that work? Tell me about that. I never talked to the dude that was like. Were you like running guns, or was you just like you were just flipping them and they got you?
Doing anything, man. Anything that made $1.
Where would you get the guns from, and who would you sell them to? Without like further complicating shit, just broad stroke it, you know.
Just the same people that started me off everything. Yeah. You know, the same connections that ran the streets that even when my dad was around.
Right.
You know? So what happened, I was coming out of high school. You know, I was falling a little bit behind, went to alternative ed where it was kind of more lenient, where it kind of blossomed a little bit more. Yeah. Started getting into everything that could make $1. Right. You know, I wasn't doing anything. I could just make $1 off of everything. Yeah. And when I got out of high school, I realized, you know, I got to start changing my ways. Money fell short for my family. Yeah. So I had to go get it. Right.
You're like, I need to stop selling this weed.
Yeah.
Someone's give me a pistol.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sell a fucking mag.
That's what it was. It was, hey, we need more money. You know, it was, hey, can you borrow me 60? Can you borrow me 100? Can you borrow me 4? Can you borrow me 5? And you're asking a 16, 17-year-old that.
And who's asking you this?
Just family members, you know.
Dog, man, golly.
Yeah, and yet they knew I would do anything. Yeah. You know, so
that's how cold, man.
And then the last time it happened, where I actually got caught up, they called me. They needed a rent payment, $1,000 for rent. Bruh. I was 18, or no, I was actually 17.
Were you mad at them after all this? And did you forgive them?
I forgave them.
How do they behave the same way?
No, there's no relationship like it used to be.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. It's hard, like, you forgive somebody and then they keep behaving in the way that you have to keep forgiving. It's like, yo, bro, you're breaking my fucking heart, man. What do you do with that?
That was nuts, man. I lost somebody that was really close to me because, you know, my father left, and they were the closest thing next to a father figure that I had. Unfortunately, they spiraled me into that scene and everything, and when I ended up selling the guns, it was, you know, my grandma needed money and everything, and everybody needed money, and I was just doing what I was supposed to, and I propelled myself actually in an investigation. There was an ongoing investigation with somebody.
So you chucked yourself into this shit?
I chucked myself in on accident. Because I was just, hey, I need to get this money really quick, blah, blah.
And you start moving a little quick.
Too quick.
Yeah.
And it happened, and, you know, they pulled me over that day. I was actually driving back from West Warren area. Yeah. You know, that's where we do a lot of business at. Yeah. Coming down, just for the record, I don't do none of this shit no more.
Clearly.
You know, like...
He was born in 89.
This was rolling into the story.
This was 10 years ago. Yeah.
So
like...
I'm driving back, actually, and they pull me over undercover, jump out. Oh, your taillights are out.
Okay.
Which they didn't know, but I knew. I just fixed the taillights the day before.
Right.
Both of them.
Right.
So they said that. I'm like, oh, man, they got my ass. I'm going to jail. Yeah. They said, adios. I was like, what the fuck? How am I leaving right now? I got a stack full of money in my pocket. You know, I don't know what's going on. So that day, I said, hey, like, you're done, bro. Like, you're not good at this anymore.
Right.
You went for a long stretch, but you're not good because you keep getting caught or this and that. Well, I finished high school. I went to college right away for nursing. Yeah. Like, it was 2008. Yeah. The mortgage collapsing. All these things are happening, but medical field was always growing. Hey, just go to nursing, bro. Your family's broke. They're going to give you all the grants and everything that you need. Yeah. Just go to school. So I'm going to school, getting my life together. About 20 years old, I get in trouble. I defend myself at a party, but I get arrested for assault and battery.
Right.
I
Sounds like you defended yourself pretty well.
Yeah, they went to the hospital, so like...
Oh, that's how they got you.
Yeah, that's why. But with all the witness testimonies and all that stuff...
You beat the case?
I beat the case. Yeah. You know, hey, go to probation. You're just on a year non-reporting. Yeah. I go in the probation room, kind of like this. I'm sitting back, and then the DEA agent walks in and an ATF agent walk in, and they're like, oh, Mr. Ramos, we've been looking for you. I'm going to school. Like, I've been going to school for the last almost 3 years. How the hell are you guys looking for me? College, I mean.
Yeah.
How are you guys looking for me? And they took me downtown, and they indicted me. You know, when I got that paper, it said my name, versus United States of America.
That's a motherfucker.
And I was 20 years old with my life in front of me. It was rap.
It's funny, man. Like, I've been kind of into religion and looking at shit, and like 13 is like this unlucky number. Like, if you look at the hands on the clock, it goes all the way up to 12. Like, that's a complete circle, right?
Yep.
And 13 is like God being like, oh, you thought you had it all planned?
Yeah.
Oh, you thought you got away, huh? And it seems like no matter, I do the same shit. Like, all right, I'm good. And then next thing I know, fucking some sidewinder shit that I didn't count on.
You know,
Comes
honestly,
back and is like, hey man, I need a little touch.
I don't think if that ever happened, I would have never stopped.
Well, the thing is this too. You could tell somebody with a strong, like somebody with good morals loved you, right? Because even like you're not dropping out of school,
Right.
You're not dropping out of school to sell dope. Somebody like gives a fuck about you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And even your hustling is like family.
Yeah.
So
It's always family first, everything.
exactly, right? So it's like, for me, every time something bad happens, it's good. It's like it sucks.
Yeah.
But you level up. It's like you got to level up one way or another. We're gonna either whoop your ass or you can get there. You can get there on your own.
That was literally the smack in the face that propelled me to be a better person all the way around. You know.
Yeah.
Just all the way around. When you got everything, and I couldn't do nursing no more. I couldn't get a license because I was gonna be a felon. You know.
Oy.
Even if I tried to, I had almost a 4.0 average. So I'm not a dumb guy.
No, clearly, bro. Like clearly.
So I fucked up, man, and I learned from that. So I ended up dealing with everything. I took all the blame, you know.
That's smart, man. You really they don't build them like you no more, bro. Like not telling, fucking just taking lumps.
That was hard, man. And it wasn't the fact that I had anybody to tell on.
Right.
It was the fact that, I remember sitting in like the counselor's area with my attorneys, and they're just sitting there like, you gotta talk. You're going to fucking jail for 5 years, bro. Like at the bare minimum, 15 is what the max is.
How many guns they have you with?
Two assault rifles.
Ay.
And they're like, what's a 17-year-old doing with assault rifles and blah, 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 this.
Like,
And
bitch, I'm from Southwest.
like, you don't even know the guys over here had guns when we were growing up at 9 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just sitting there and I'm like, before I could even say anything, my mom stops. She's sitting there. She says, look, my son snitches on anybody. He will never be able to hold his head high in any area that we stay from.
Ain't that the truth,
And
bro?
she's like, he won't not, if he's lucky enough to hold his head high, he won't be doing it for long. And she's like, so you're giving him a death sentence if you ask him for anybody's name. So at that point, they're like, okay, well, he's not doing anything. They started researching behind me.
Yeah.
And they were like, wait, he's in college, he's going to nursing, he's got a job, he hasn't been in trouble since then, but this and this and that.
So because it was basically like 3-year probation as far as they're looking, right? Like
exactly.
Damn.
He's been under investigation. He hasn't done anything. Like, I think it ends here. So it finally ended. It ended at me. They didn't have nobody to keep going and
What
going
a
and
blessing,
going.
dog.
Yeah.
So take me. All right. So it ends, right? Where like what's that next day feel like?
The day that it happened, we went through the whole court. The prosecutors, he's a menace to society. What's a 17-year-old doing with assault rifles?
Bruh.
He's on probation right now for assault and battery charges from beating guys up and blah blah blah. This throwing me under the bus. Everything she had. The judge, man, I'm telling you, it wasn't my lawyer. He did a great job. I'm not going to take anything away from him. It wasn't the prosecutor. It was the fucking judge, man. No jury. I asked no jury. I want to go straight to the judge, Yeah. I want a speedy trial. I want to get this over with. I got one man to talk to. That's all that I got to talk to. And he's like, you're Mexican, right? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, so you think you have enough huevos to stand in front of a federal court judge by yourself at 19, 20 years old? And he's like, where's your parents at? Where's your mom? Where's your Dad. I'm like, oh, I asked my mom and my grandma to stay outside because this is me. They don't see me in that light.
Yeah.
I don't want them to ever see me in that light. I got to deal with this shit by myself.
Yeah.
So he goes, you know what? He's like, I don't think if I send you out of this courtroom, I will ever see you back in here again. He said, I believe if I let you go, you'll go off to do great things. That stuck with me so much, bro.
I mean,
so much.
Bro, that's awesome.
So he gave me 5 years probation.
Yeah,
you
man.
know, and it was intense, you know, being at the federal office downtown every single Wednesday, drug testing, blah, 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 for 5 years straight.
That's a lot, bro.
And I would take it.
I'll take
it
right?
all day.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck. Like, give me whatever.
Let me ask you this shit, man. Like, one, like, for people that want to be a stand-up dude, like, what are some of your principles that you live by? Because everything I'm hearing from you, I'm like, God damn. It's like, you should be a movie character. You know
a
what I
lot
mean?
of people have said that, bro. A lot of people have said
Dog, because it's
the
like...
The storyline's crazy.
It's not the storyline. It's the character. It's your character.
Oh,
it's like you like... Everybody, you know, everybody has that. It's the character of like, yo, ma, let me go handle this. Yeah. Where you like want to stand on your own too. Where you love your family. Yeah. Like
my mom, she was a lot in our lives, even though she couldn't do a lot. And, you know, one of the biggest things she's always said, oh, I raised men, I didn't raise boys. Unfortunately, as boys, she should have let us be boys.
Right.
But, and then what happened with my dad, he took the man was out of our life, so now we had to become men, no matter if we chose to or not.
Yeah, but like, bro, look at Detroit, man. There's a lot of fucking dudes with no dads that act like bitches.
Yeah.
You know, like they're emotional, man. Like they'll murder you. I didn't say they're not violent. I'm saying they're fucking emotional, man. Yeah. And you seem to have a stoicism about you where you can like keep your fucking head.
It was, I mean, I went through
clearly
therapy, years of therapy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Luckily, when I was getting caught up with drugs or every time I got put on probation, right away they were like, go to therapy.
Yeah.
And
what did the therapist say about you?
I mean, they helped me, bro.
Yeah.
I can't lie. I suggest it for everybody just because I haven't stopped. You know, I started with anger management and then all that stuff because I was lashing out when my dad was gone.
Yo, let's go back to when your dad comes back into your life. How did you accept him back immediately? Were you mad? Were you like, dog, where the fuck you been, man?
I was excited, man.
Yeah.
I was excited to finally see him. You know, we couldn't touch him at first because he was behind the glass and everything for I think a year or two.
So hold up, he didn't they caught his ass, or he didn't come holler at you before he turned himself in?
No, he just came back and he was getting ready to gearing up, but you know
they came and got him before
he ended up seeing the guys said that he turned himself in.
Huh, man.
Yeah.
Did he ever tell you why he didn't come holler at you first before he turned himself in?
He was scared.
Probably, yeah. I remember
that was the biggest thing for him to finally admit that to us.
Yeah,
and
bro.
and I needed that, you know, but you know, there was some anger between us for a while because when, you know, we finally settled down between the first welcome home fizzled out, it was, hey, what were you doing those 4 years?
What was he doing?
He's down in Florida just living his life, bro.
Man, I'm going to tell you, man, I got a daughter, and I wasn't always the best father. And, man, that shame shit, bro. It's like you can't even look at your kid because you know you're dead wrong.
Yeah, I know.
And you're ashamed, man. Like, you can't even look at yourself in the mirror, man. And then it just goes and goes, man.
We've had great conversations. I've finally let a lot of it go, but it was, damn, bro. You know what you did to it?
Bro.
Like,
I mean,
a simple conversation sometimes could change a lot for people, though.
I told my grandmother, man, it's like it takes an iceberg a long time to melt, but as long as it's melting, like as long as you're going that way with it, that's the main thing.
Yeah, we're fighting for him to get out, though.
How long is he? How much longer does he have?
Shit.
Like for probation, at least.
Like it'd be
parole,
it'd be a while. It'd be a little while. It'd be about 5 or 6 more years. But
Yeah.
we're trying to get him on a medical release because he's got MS.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he's kind of debilitating faster, slow, and inside there.
It's so crazy too. It's just like, man, if I had my way, it'd be. Look, man, if I had my way, I feel like people that are like these white collar motherfuckers, like they fucking up shit. Just I'm not cheapening like somebody ruining the fucking hood with dope and stuff like that, but it's just like, bro, come on, man. Like especially in the 90s, they was just going ham with these fucking sentences.
52 was the minimum,
bro.
100. So you multiply that, 104 would have been his maximum sentence. 52 is the minimum, and it's like he's 20-something years old, later 20s, 3 kids, just trying to get it. And, you know, my mom and him and my mom were married at the time and stuff, and you know, it's just hard, man. It's hard to think that these guys have murdered people, went into jail, said bye to him, and then said hello again and said bye again.
Yeah. Like, got a fucking
again,
strong arm
you're
robbery.
Back, You're back again.
Kidnapping on their books.
And I'm still here. I can only imagine, you know, and that's another thing. I know what and touch on what we said earlier.
Yeah.
There's always somebody with a worse story. I could have only imagined how he's feeling there, seeing those people come in and out, and he's stuck on a non-violent offense when they ain't never caught him with a gram of what they accused him of selling.
And the wildest shit too is like this episode of this episode of Coffee and Tree has been brought to you by ChemDog. Dog. See? I'm really not good at this. This episode of Coffee and Tree has been brought to you by ChemDog. Only available at Luxury Loud, Detroit. Bitch. It was like the public demanded that. They whipped everybody up into such a frenzy about this shit that like people that have no idea about fucking anything are demanding their own other citizens' heads. Yeah. And then they gave it to them. Yeah. So you can't even be like, oh man, it was like we did that shit, bro. Yeah. We're like, no, this is bullshit. It's fucking. It's like, bro, nah, we just killed ourselves. Congratulations. Yeah. We're always doing that.
Yeah, I wish it was different, man. You know, the court system got me locked for so long, and I'm glad that I propelled myself out of that.
So what you got? You got a wife, kids? What are you doing?
It's just me and my girlfriend, man. I'm getting old. I think.
How old are you now?
I'm 35.
You gonna start having kids?
Yeah,
come on, man. You gotta finish.
I'd want to. You know, I got nephews and nieces and stuff like that, but like,
come on, man.
Just, you know,
You Mexican and Puerto Rican, they're gonna start fucking doubting your ass, man. You know how that is. You need some kids, bro.
I don't know, man. I think you know, one day when it comes, but like having the life that I had and dealing with the heartache that I had, I didn't desire to bring a child into the earth unless I had that one. You know what? I knew I could stay with.
Like with your girl, you mean? Like
like.
What do you think that is? Because I've been having a hell of a time finding like a chick that I would even trust to like attach myself to. What were you running up against?
There's like with me, you know, living in. I started the promotion and the DJing, you know, when I was on the federal probation. Yeah. Because I couldn't really get a job and I had some money left over. I'm trying to flip it, so I'm throwing parties. But I'm propelling myself into this bar scene where that's what I was attracting. Right. You know, I wasn't really. And hey, I know nurses and lawyers and professionals that go and party and pop bottles every week, and they're great individuals.
I know, but like you get a certain chick, man, that will suck a dick because you got sparklers attached to a bottle, and it's not a high quality lady. No. That's a floozy.
But in Michigan, in Detroit, in this area, it was a lot of that, and I played ball too. You know,
Manny, can I implore you to bust nuts and find a nice lady and just fucking finish in her? Because look, man,
we've been trying.
Because look, dog, if you really love the world, you're a good dude, man. You're a good guy. We need people like you. Fucking yo. I need you to have about 10, 15 kids, man.
I love the world, man. I don't love what the world does to people.
Yeah, but the thing is, the only way we can change the world is by participating.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you're giving up. Whoever's against you is winning. You gotta we need more of your DNA.
To me, I've never felt like I was as old as I am. You know, like I felt like age never dictated how I was. Bro. So I still feel like I'm ready to have kids when the time comes. But also, I never wanted to be the dad that was struggling. I'm not saying that that's not going to ever happen, that there's not going to be hard times. But I was putting myself in terrible situations that I knew that I want to be able to. If I couldn't provide for myself, how can I provide the lifestyle that I didn't want my child to have.
But like, here's the thing, man. You know what? I think about this too, and especially it's like when you talk to cats that come up like you, another gentleman we just had, coming up rough. It's like, man, fuck, bro. Coming up rough seems to make a good fucking dude. You know what I mean? Everybody comes up with like the dreams of this guy. I fucking hate those kids, man. Yeah. Those guys don't accept. They don't appreciate what the fuck. Like right now, I'm dealing with this nice young lady. I like to call her child bride because she's very young. She's legal and shit, but like
she's legal.
She's legal, but like she doesn't. When she came to my house and she's putting her feet up on stuff, she doesn't understand what the fuck I had to do.
Yeah.
Like the fucking the shit I had to eat so she could sit on that fucking couch.
Yeah.
And it's like that's the rough thing with the new kids. They don't get it, man. So maybe you can have a kid and then, rough them up a little bit.
My girl is actually 10 years younger than me.
Bruh, see, that's good, man. So she's gonna be fertile.
I'm waiting for her to be ready when she's ready and whatnot.
Manny got himself a vessel.
It's
vessel.
It's good, man. I'm enjoying life, and I'm glad that we had, me and her had those talks already, like, whenever you're ready. But we want to do all those trips and
what do you want to? Yeah.
Enjoy life.
The other thing too is like, plus, is your mom still around?
Yeah, she's still around.
Like it's how lucky were you to have your grandparents in your life?
Man, my grandfather was greatest man I've ever,
Thank you, bro.
He was everything to me. Like, he still is. I have 2 tattoos on my body. One is on my back. It's the same tattoos.
What's your grandfather's name?
Jose.
Jose?
Of course.
Where's he from? Is he Mexican grandfather or Puerto Rican?
Mexican. Yeah. He was great, man.
What made him so good with you?
Just family was everything. He gave everything for his family. It did his last breath. Everything.
I love that shit, man.
Everything. And that was the thing. It was, this guy made money too.
Yeah.
Oh, blah, 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 whatever you want. It didn't matter. The bills were late. You want a Slurpee? Here you go. As long as you're happy, I'm happy.
Right.
We always had a home that we knew that had that open door policy.
Yeah.
If you needed a place to stay, you got kicked out from your moms, you got kicked out from your girls, you had a place to go.
There was where I grew up, it was something like that where it's like I had aunts and uncles all over because Catholic family, right? So it's 6 of them.
Same.
And so it's like, man, I got to take a leak. Well, usually you piss outside, but like, I'm thirsty. I want something that's not out of the hose. You go over there, maybe you could like scrounge something, or maybe you just want to sit inside for a little second and go back out. That was a beautiful thing, and I think we're losing that as people leave their hometowns to go chase money, and we're like, we fucked up somewhere around the way because now we're chasing money instead of like, what the fuck is money for? Like, what is it for, man?
Shit, everything. No.
Nah, bro.
I'm not saying that in the sense. I'm saying, man, you can't even eat anymore for what we used to eat for. You can't live for what you used to. I make money for the simple fact I don't want to exploit it. This chain is actually something I bought when I was drug dealing at 16 years old. I kept it for more of the morality that this is all you got left from that life.
Can you grab my phone? It's in the other room. I want to show you something, man.
Yeah.
Because like, this is where you and I disagree, because money means fuck all, dog. It's nothing. And yeah, like, I get it. You don't want to struggle. Like, you don't want to struggle, but come on, bro. You're the type of fella that you're going to get it from the mud no matter what, man.
Oh, yeah.
And like, if anything, a lot of times it makes a motherfucker, like once you have a kid, your fucking brain goes in super fucking beast mode.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't even reached your full potential.
Right.
I want you to look at this, man. Because I'm a cautionary tale. And it's good that you got a lady and stuff, but like, look at this shit. Look at this fucking sad boy shit, man. I want you to see this.
Yeah, man.
It's depressing even to see, man. I want you. I don't implore everybody to have kids. Just you, man. Congratulations. Look at this. I want you to look at this. You see that? You see that? Ashtray with a bunch of bottles of shit. Fucking books with the YouTube on. That's 20 years of radio. I got nothing. It's ether. It goes into the ether.
Yeah, that's true, bro.
We lose I got money. I got you want some glasses? I got here, some Python glasses. It doesn't fucking mean fuck all, dog. It's about your family, man.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, that's what got me into the shit that I got into. It wasn't never, and it takes me back to my grandfather. This guy, he won $250,000 out the lottery. And that's what kind of moved us out the hood. Well, it's not kind of. It is what. it was exactly what moved us out the hood was him, winning this lottery winnings, buying a house, enjoying it. So I seen.
Is he still around?
No, he passed away.
God rest his soul.
Yeah, bro, he was the shit, man.
Do you think he'd want you to have kids?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, motherfucker.
But the thing is, that him, myself, I'm telling you, my grandfather, bro.
Yeah.
He was something else, man. He was a guy. He was actually, selling drugs back in the '90s, also in the '80s, and him and my grandma were like Bonnie and Clyde type shit. Right. But something switched in his mind finally, and it was all family oriented. Like I said, this guy would give you everything. So to this day, like, money to me is not shit. Like, you could have it. You could take it back. I want your loyalty. I want your respect. I would rather have that. But as far as, I went through so many days growing up not having shit or so hungry from literally not eating. I'm like, damn, I don't want to do that no more. So I'm going to try to get it so that those days that I want to eat, I can actually eat,
But, and that's the thing, right? But would you rather not exist than not be hungry?
Yeah.
Whatever. Look, hey, what are you doing now besides not coming inside of women?
I just work, bro. That's all I fucking do. I got gigs.
What do you? So you're a DJ, right?
So I'm a DJ at night. I'm a building engineer by trade. So
What's a building engineer, man?
So I run a couple of buildings downtown.
What does that entail?
Everything from under the roof, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, overseeing all their construction.
Man.
All there's to.
Yeah, I got a faucet that fucking I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with. So congratulations, man.
Yeah, it was my grandfather, bro, teaching me how to work with tools at a young age. So when I got the opportunity to become a maintenance technician, out the blue, I didn't know anything about it. I was having a conversation with somebody. And told me they can get me a job. And that was 7 years ago. Since then, I've just been running buildings.
That's awesome.
DJing. The goal is to, I love entertaining, bro. I don't know what it is about being on that stage under the spotlight.
You don't know what it is? It's fucking everybody loves you at the same
high,
time.
Bro. It's such a natural high that no drug can get you. You know what I'm saying? And it's just something that you want the next and the best, the next and the best every single time.
Nah, but the thing is no one even cares about you. They don't fucking like you. You're just the next thing.
Well, the thing is, to me, it's not so much of
try coming inside of a lady.
No, like
and then have a baby come out.
He really wants you to have a kid.
Yeah, me. So
I'm done. I'm gonna stop bullshitting with you, man.
With me, I'm like, man, I just want to make music. I want to do great things.
All right. So the music. So you make music as well? What kind of music?
Just anything that comes to mind, bro. Like no country or nothing like that, but like it's hip hop, EDM, house, tech house. Like I used to rap because I couldn't sing.
What was your rapper name?
I think it was like Fresh, your boy Fresh or something.
Your boy Fresh,
Manny Fresh.
Yeah,
and I couldn't use that, and everybody would be like,
call you
Manny Fresh, and I'm like, you guys do know that that's already a guy that's famous, so I shortened it to Fresh, and it's your boy Fresh, and I don't know, I never really had a good standing on that. I just wanted to write the music.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and
it's funny. So like you wanted to write the music, but you also like the DJ thing.
It was anything.
Yeah.
Anything bro, it went from breakdancing when I was a younger kid to rap shows, and then all of a sudden I started promoting and then DJing.
So let me ask you about the DJ stuff, Manny. Your boy. Let me ask you about the DJ stuff. What are like? Tell me. Tell people, because sometimes, man, I'll be at the bar and I'm like, this. I just want to smack a DJ in the head because he just ruins the vibe. Like, what's a surefire way to fuck up a vibe? And then, like, what do you do to build a vibe too? And what do you do to get a motherfucker to go take a drink?
Crowd control, bro. It's programming. Working DJs have a great advantage because they get to figure out what's proven over time.
So what is proven?
I mean, that's all in where you're at. It depends. Okay. You know, it depends on if I look out and I see this demographic.
Tell me, just name a demo so I can.
Oh, you gotta.
What if you see a bunch of guys that look like me? Like, hey, I got on this wacky shirt and a fucking dead stock hat.
Oh man, that might be hard.
You don't play Lucini.
You know, I might try different things and go in certain pockets and immediately come right out of it if it's not working.
Is there is there like a guaranteed crowd pleaser for, let's say, like for a Mexican family? Would you just hit them with like Vicente Fernandez and be like, here, motherfucking El Rey, bitch?
Yeah, I recently was working with a great promotional team, and they do nothing but Latin nights.
Yeah.
And I wasn't doing any Latin nights, even though I was Latin.
Yeah.
And I got into the music, and I mean, bro, you could play music. They hang on to the next song, though.
Right.
You got a banger after banger, but they dance, bro. They vibe, and it was so much fun. Elvis Crespo, like you could do a lot with them.
Like, who's the group?
Oh, my buddies are with Skyline Salsa, Rafael and Choco. Those guys are great, man. They've been doing it forever, just as long as I have. They were, stayed in the promotional lane. I was doing promo for a very long time. And, I was like, man, I'm just kind of sick of hearing these DJs. Like, I'm not saying
what do you mean? What does that
great.
mean, hearing them? Like, hearing them
Because
yell?
I always had that itch.
Yeah.
I wanted to be that guy.
Yeah.
I started when I was 16. I was breaking into my brother's room with a butter knife using his turntables.
Bruh,
and he caught me.
He's gonna beat your ass.
Yeah,
huh?
he caught me and beat my ass. But then he was like, hey, let me hear you. So then he heard me, and then he's like, oh, well, come do gigs with me.
That's dope, man.
And he propelled me into that. I started doing everybody's graduation parties and stuff when I was younger, but then I didn't have no equipment to use.
Yeah.
He sold it. I was using my uncle's. My uncle sold his. So I'm like, okay, I got this little thing going for me, but I need to get the money in order to buy the equipment.
So
I went into promotion. Then that lasted so long. I'm like, you know what? The first person I actually talked to about it was DJ Joey A.
I don't know who that is,
and the next person, he told me, he said, hey, don't do anything for 2 years. I want you to be inside your room. And this is the craziest advice you would think somebody give to you because you're just gung-ho. You want to go get it right away.
He's like, nah, B, go.
He's like, go in your room. He's like, hey, don't be that guy that when he shows up, he totally fucks up.
There was a guy, they called him shoes in the dryer out here. He had dope parties, but they called him shoes in the dryer because he could not blend a beat.
Yeah.
And he's I fuck with him. Like, he's the homie to this day, but man, that'd be a real shitty nickname to have if you're trying to be good at something.
Yeah.
Like,
I enjoy it, bro. I got back into it. I pretty much told every club and bar I was promoting for, I'm not promoting no more. You guys got to book me as a DJ if you want me to promote for you.
That's
so
smart.
they were like, hey, we know you're a proven promoter.
Yeah.
The DJ market's saturated and blah blah blah. I don't care, but if you want me to promote for you, you got to put me on. And then after they started hearing me, they're like, oh, you.
So what's the key to promotion? Find some hot pieces of ass.
It's always the females, bro.
So how do you get the girls to show up to the spot? Do you give them free things?
Everything's free.
For the ladies, smart.
You gotta look out for them because somebody told me a long time ago, man. They were like, when you come into promotion, only go for the ladies because with the ladies,
dudes will follow.
Dudes will follow. Yeah. What comes after the dudes? the money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because we work to go prove that we can.
Right.
Hey, I'm worthy to mate with. Look, watch this. Look at this sparkler on the Ciroc. Come and fucking suck me up.
Man. So, like, he told me like this. He said, look, if I got one female in the room, 10 guys, those guys are probably going to spend $10 and then leave.
Yeah.
If I got 10 females in the room and one guy, he's probably going to spend his whole life just to impress them.
That's a fucking truth.
So
man.
he's like, you got to make sure that you promote towards females, because if you don't, the guys are going to dip and you're not going to get no money.
It sucks, too, because females have awful taste.
Yeah. Like,
but
as far as like...
But... Like in
like
music,
alcohol, music
no, they're not known for being like discerning. You know what I mean? They were like, this makes me want to fucking twerk my ass, and then because I hear some of this shit, I'm like, this song is trash. But then I see it in the club and I see asses going. I'm like, all right, okay,
oh
okay,
my
okay.
God, bro.
But by itself, you're like, this is fucking bullshit drivel.
As a DJ, there's stuff that they want to hear, and I can't handle it anymore. Some of the new age stuff, I don't know. I'm like, get me away. I still play stuff from the early 2000s.
I'm gonna keep it a buck, Chuck. Like, there's certain shit where it's fucking it's some of the new stuff. They distort it in a way where it gives me it hurts my heart. Like, it's that's a whole nother conversation too. That's probably actually some shit.
I
would love for you to talk to me about that when you come back, because it's like that shit is like, I forgot it's all these little new rapper shits, and it feels like an anxiety attack, and it makes me want to fucking like
rage and
shake a fucking infant, like, just motherfucker.
Music can make people do crazy things. We even as DJs, you hold the crowd's energy. I can make them, if I play every fucking banger track and Knuck If You Buck 10 times in a row, there's gonna be a fight.
Bro,
we controlled the energy in the room.
Back in the day, this is before I moved. This was like, move, bitch, get out the way. That was like, hey, you guys want to see a fight right now? Boom,
yeah.
It's just like, cowdos socking little fucking white people and black people, like, just baby race riots and shit. It was crazy, man.
But if you think about it, man, like, if I'm seeing that and I'm seeing the control that I have, why would I continue it, allow it? So I said it just a couple weeks ago, because we've had clubs and bars that I work at that have fights happen. And you can tell it's leaning into it because of what the music is playing, or what it's saying in the music, you know? And at that point, man, throw some fucking Taylor Swift, Whitney Houston, it don't matter. You take that testosterone from here all the way down.
Bruh.
You have to.
It's like, and when you know that shit, you kind of feel like all these conspiracies are like, oh, there might be something to this shit, man. These motherfuckers, man. They got weirdo. They got us doing wild, wacky, man. There's a song called Something For You Raggedy Ass Hoes by Poison Clan. Bruh, I was already in a bad place. That song fucking ruined me as a child, man. He said, collect bitches by the dozens, fuck my own cousin, make a bitch leave her husband. I'm like, yeah. Like, I thought that was great. Like, this motherfucker was so grimy that he's fucking his family members.
No, bro.
And it made Christmas awkward.
I grew up listening to that T.I. and Jeezy.
Oh, yeah, bro.
So that's what propelled me even more into that lifestyle, because I'm like, man, I'm going to get it, blah, blah, blah.
I know, insane. Man. Nobody raps about reading books anymore. Well, they never did, man.
No.
They never did. Well, yo, man, I want you to come back, and I want to talk about the science of this. I want to talk to you about the science of the playlist.
Yeah.
And all it, like, just what to play, what not to play, the whole night. Because I think that's a whole nother hour, bro.
Yeah.
If you're not busy.
No, I'm done. I mean, you
ain't
guys,
got no kids, right?
It's great. I ain't got no.
Manny.
Man, I'm fucking knocking out one. I'm about to.
Hey, man, I'm waiting to see if I got one on the way myself. We're gonna find out. I'm wondering if that period's gonna come. What do you think?
Yeah.